What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 419 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 410 of Friday Night Genesis, of course, here on this Saturday evening, as the show had to be postponed. I'm not sick, but my voice is pretty shot. I don't know why. I didn't even yell that much. Reality Wrestling was a pretty relaxed stream. Wasn't a whole lot to get, seriously into. But Friday morning I woke up and my voice was completely shot. But you gotta push through it because it's time for some Genesis. It's time for an action-packed card as always. But what up, Hellish, Maury, Big Toph, Gum? Indeed, we've got a lot of great matches on tonight's card, and we are kicking things off with some singles action as Roderick G. Polerman, currently unpinned and unsubmitted in his CMV career, goes one-on-one with the CMV Rising Star champion Matseo Yume. And I say unpinned and unsubmitted, of course, because technically RGP isn't unbeaten after losing that six-man tag a couple of weeks ago, but he was not the man pinned in that scenario when the match ended. Yeah, should have gotten some hot tea before starting the show. There's a lot of things I should do in my life, though, that I don't, so what are you going to do? But here he comes. The eerie Roderick G. Polerman, ladies and gentlemen, who in an interview before the show started tonight says that he's going to defeat Matseo Yume here, stop him from disrespecting CMV and that championship that he holds. And Polerman apparently has his eyes set on that Rising Star championship, and certainly with a win here, RGP could earn himself a future crack. Of course, we know that next week Matseo Yume will defend his title in the main event of Reality Wrestling against JT Fury. Matseo Yume is a fusion superstar, but we know that per the rules of the Rising Star title, as champion, he can appear on any show, any brand, to defend his title or to just compete. Yeah, I gotta get some of Borton's milk over here, you know? Damien punched me right in the throat. He wasn't too happy. I don't know why he was upset with me. I'm just over here commentating, you know? And here he comes. The CMV. Ooh, a new look, too, for Matseo Yume. Look how he carries that championship, almost like it's a piece of luggage, like it's a burden. Ever since Matseo Yume has come into CMV, of course, a part of that RJPW crossover. We know Yume went to Fusion while Genesis got Matsuda Tanaka. But Yume has been extraordinarily disrespectful, I should say, to the CM universe and to every superstar who's ever held a title in CMV. He literally stomped on that championship a couple of weeks ago. And if it wasn't for Black Gale winning by countout at Validation this past Sunday, Gale might be our current champion, but we know that Matseo Yume had the champion's advantage, which means that he did lose the match when he retained his title. There we go. Yume rings the bell. Yeah, don't invite me to your little gay party with your cousins. What up, Soul? Our opening matchup here on Friday Night Genesis, and Matseo Yume, obviously the bigger man, you can see, gonna take a hold of RGP, trips him up. Again, RGP apparently has his sights set on that Rising Star Championship, and a win here. RGP currently unpinned and unsubmitted. He beat Marketel last month. That was a big win for Polerman. Matseo Yume has that title defense coming up next week against JT Fury, who's been on fire as of late, so you know Yume would have loved picking up a little bit of momentum here. Irish whip there by RGP. Now Yume gonna go right past him as Polerman missed that super kick. Hey, what up, GOAT? Ready for Adam Valentine taking on Chris Andrews later on tonight in our co-main event. Our first time, of course, seeing the Brit in action since he became a double champion this past Sunday at Validation. We knew he was international champion, defeating Alistair Knox, won the Anarchy title as well. Now he's got a little bit of a friend in CMV after Hayden won the tag team titles earlier this week on Fusion. Got 2 double champions, the first in CMV. We've also got John Reed, guys, in action. He's been on a tear as of late. Gonna become only the 3rd man this season to defeat Alistair Knox. Of course, Knox wanting to rebound after losing to the Brit at Validation. Look at RGP with the wherewithal to roll out of the ring. Matseo Yum takes that opening to taunt a little bit, get under the CMV Universe's skin. Look at this now. Pullerman going to introduce the Rising Star Champion to that top turnbuckle, bashing his face in 11 times. And of course, guys, in our main event, a little bit of tag team action coming our way, but wait a minute. RGP on the apron, springboard, ooh, senton. Didn't take RGP as a high flyer. That was impressive, though. Our main event, the World Tag Team Champions are going to be in action. Xander Slate and Randy Borton, guys, looking to recuperate after their loss in the main event of Validation. But of course, what they did to Elijah Stewart at the top of the show was sickening. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But tonight, Slate and Borton taking on Mark Cattell and Pierre Thompson. Be interested to see if those two can work together. They did fairly well this past Sunday. Because Pierre Thompson was the last man standing alongside Elijah Stewart as Pullerman with a Shiranui on the outside. Looks like he nearly broke his legs on the security wall. Hume favoring his neck now as Pullerman with a ripcord knee strike. Yeah, I had to make up for it, you know. Referee Perry White at a count of 5 now. That's Pullerman going to bring you up to his feet. Irish whip right into the security wall, using his surroundings as weapon. Now back into the ring. Roderick might have eyes to finish this matchup. Yo, what up, J-Rod? Up to the second turnbuckle now. Oh, misses that elbow drop. Matseo might be looking to make RGP pay for that. Goes for a kick to the midsection, but pull him in a bit quicker. Irish whip going to put the champion in the corner. A beautiful drop kick. Double boots directly to the face right there. Oh, but a hook to the jaw. Of course, tonight, guys, we also have the huge return of Brett Angel. Look at you playing games with RGP. Brett Angel is back. His first matchup since Ascendance, guys. Nearly, she's what, 4.5, 5 months. Of course, he's back with his new tag team partner, Dule Zaire, as they'll be taking on Samuel Boone and Eric Turner. That's up next, but right now, Matseo Yum going to utilize those kicks that he actually used to win the title back at King of the Ring. There's that final boot right to the side of the head by Pullerman, no selling. Like a G, and now a wheelbarrow face buster. Nice neck breaker now by RGP to follow through as the rookie goes up to the top rope. Looking to fly high. Perry White telling him to get down. Shooting star press attempted by RGP, but he missed it horribly. And now that might be his downfall here, guys. We're also going to see later on in the card, Ortiz and Scott look to remain unbeaten as they take on the Cleaners in tag team action. Matseo Yum right there with a figure 4 locked in. Softening up the legs as now Yum might be looking to take RGP on the elevator, but Pullerman able to reverse chops the throat and a big thrust. Brings it to his feet, slap right across the face, then a cheeky little jab. Roderick Pullerman rolling right now. Oh, the newcomer rebounding off the rope, suicide DDT. Holy moly. The fans on their feet. That guy in the black shirt is actually giving RGP a thumbs down. He's not a big fan. Count of 2. Pullerman with a stomp down onto the face of the Rising Star champion. Hume now back in control. The question is, can he turn this match around? Throwing Pullman right into the steel steps, chest first. I believe we're at a count of 5 now. Dangerous territory. No, now we're at a count of 5. Into the steel steps again. Hume throws RGP. RGP, of course, has a history with countouts. That's how he was able to retain his title this past Sunday. Oh, right into the apron, man. Hume just utilizing everything in his wake to tear apart RGP here. Now back into the ring. Hume gonna try to finish RGP the right way, be the first man to pin him, or maybe even submit him, but Pullman's having none of that. And now the young blood goes for a single unhook face buster. Instead gets a big old clothesline, those meaty biceps of Hume's. Lateral press now, rookie mistake to not hook the leg. Pullman able to kick out at 2. Seated position now, Hume looking to show his wrestling expertise as he's got RGP caught in a side headlock. RGP, they're able to escape, bring the fight to a standing side headlock. Releases the hold now. Pullman shoots in. Looks like Pullman has a little bit of a height advantage. Not much. Oh, but look at this. We've seen this from Pullman before, guys. Modified triangle drop kick. Double boots right to the temple of the Rising Star champion. Hooks that leg. Does RGP looking to finish and get a big win for himself? Nearly does, but not quite enough. Arguing with referee Perry White. RGP seems to think that that was a 3. Oh, big thrust right to the throat. As now RGP lies in wait. And we know what he's going to try to finish off the match with here. The eyes of Pullman attempted, but Hume catches the leg. And now the Rising Star champion with a Boston Crab cinched in, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most underrated submission moves. So painful, but RGP able to escape. Saves himself. Wait a minute, shoots back in, but no, Pullman's ready for him. Nice counter there by RGP. What a match this has been. Will RGP take his first singles defeat? Or can he earn himself a future Rising Star title shot? Looks like a elevator ride. 1, 2. No, but RGP survives somehow. Getting his shoulder up off the canvas at 2.999. Hume seems to be a bit livid. Irish whip now. Pullman trying to keep his head above the water. No doubt in big time trouble right now, but a nice little somersault cutter from the second turnbuckle there. Hoping that that'll be enough to maybe get himself the win. Hooks the leg as RGP, I should say. Only a 2 count yet again. And now Pullman with his hands on his hips seems a bit beside himself. What does he got to do here to get the win? Springboard moonsault. Pullman with his athletics tonight. Now the cogs turning in RGP's mind. He can't waste time. But he's trying to figure out exactly what he wants to try to do here to finish this match off. Jumping complete shot off their kneeling position. That could do it. But Hume recuperates rather quickly. Back body drop. Dragging him out of the corner. Lateral press. Desperation pin right here by the Rising Star champion. Gets him only a 2 count. Now to a vertical base. Goes for the jumping cutter. Does Hume gets a knee straight to the face instead. Ooh, mama. That transition was not pleasant for the Rising Star champion, as now goes for a moonsault DDT. Forearm smash attempted. Hume with those reversals on point right now. Back and forth they go. Tit for tat reversal fest ensuing. Look at the combination by RGP. What a hard line. The shoulders slumped though. You can tell that RGP is extremely tired right now. Both these men are, I'm sure. Hooks the leg. A desperation pin now by Pullman. Only gets a 2 count. Running on fumes are these two men. Who's going to nab the victory in our opening matchup? What an unexpected thriller this has been. Tries for the triangle dropkick again, I believe. Hume battling out of the corner now. From behind, RGP able to escape the waistlock. Now it's Polarman. What the hell is this? What a unique submission. RGP has Hume in right now. Working the leg, the neck, the back. Has to let go, though. That looks like it took it out of Polarman. The unbeaten newbie. Gonna try to go for the pin again. A lot of pin attempts. 1, 2, but only a 2 count again. RGP shoots back in. Big punch right to the temple. Goes for a kick to follow up. Moves out of the way to Hume. Now from behind, escapes the waistlock. Does RGP punch to the back of the head. Up on the shoulders. Torture rack position. Spun out into a power bomb. Impressive strength by RGP, who goes back to that second turnbuckle, perhaps looking once again for his signature moonsault DDT. Yes, he is. Can he get it this time? Indeed, it connects. Beautifully executed. RGP now looking to seal the deal. Brainbuster. Hume taking big time damage. What a combo brought together by RGP. Will it be enough to finish? 1, 2, only a 2 count. Yell at Maury, Hardline, I've been telling him. As now Polarman has Hume in his sights. No counter this time. Eyes of Polarman. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Are you kidding? I think I'm as shocked as RGP is right now. Beside himself. Tries to stay in that driver's seat though. With a running elbow drop. Or double axe handle rather. You saw Hume go for that kick to the side of the leg. Back and forth they go. Holy shit. What a match. Single unhooked face puncher. This time it connects. RGP, man, I don't know what's keeping him going right now. He's collapsing after nearly every move he hits at this point. Another Shiranui. Into the pin quickly. 1, 2, only a 2 count though. RGP been in control these past 5 minutes or so. But you can never count Hume out. Or maybe you can. RGP, well scouted there, escapes the electric chair. Wrong time to do his little glare though. Or maybe not. Metseo Hume misses the knee strike. Now RGP, energy coursing through his veins, catches a second breath. Back into the corner. RGP going for another somersault cutter maybe. With the Rising Star champion reverses. Now looks for an elevator. Reversed though by Polarman. Backbreaker. Into a Russian leg sweep. Vintage combo. Roderick now punched to the back of the head. Gonna take Hume for a cheeky little walk. Leaning him up against the ropes. What the hell is this? Polarman! DDT or a pile driver. I don't even know what you would call that. Hooks the leg out of instinct. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though. New innovative offense by RGP, but not enough to get him the win. Goes back to the second turnbuckle, gets that elbow off he tried for earlier, and Hume countered it. Yeah, this is still the first match, Diamond, but we're pretty late into it. It has been great so far, back and forth. Right now, Polarman is struggling to try to put down Hume. Maybe this will finally do it. RGP, triangle dropkick again. Hume like a fish out of water. Polarman wiping the sweat that's pouring down his face like a cascading river right now. Back body drop there though. Lateral press. Rope break for RGP. No, it's Xander Slate and Randy Borton facing Mark Intel and Pierre Thompson in our main event non-title matchup. Oh, Pullerman has an opening. Looks to seize the opportunity a second time. Eyes of Pullerman busting Hume open. 1, 2, 3, and RGP gets the win. What a match and what a hard-fought, deserving victory for Roderick G. Pullerman. He told us he was going to come out here and put Hume down. And I think he earned himself a future Rising Star Championship match, no doubt about it. How is Hume going to feel now heading into next week's Reality Wrestling to defend his belt against JT Fury after a hellacious match like that? RGP. Wait a minute. Eric Skarsgård, the unbeaten Viking, with a lariat right to the back of RGP's head. What the hell is he doing out here? Hume is getting the hell out. Skarsgård has apparently found his next target. Skarsgård lining RGP up. Gonna send him flying with that catapult belly to belly. Eric Skarsgård rushing the ring and beating the hell out of RGP. Has picked his next target, lay it out, Pullerman, after what a hell of a match with Hume. All right. Had to get myself a drink of water after that. Eric Skarsgård, guys, ambushing RGP, but the show must go on. Up next, tag team action, our first of 3 tag team matches here tonight. And one hell of a return, guys. It was, 4.5, 5 months ago at Ascendance 5 that many thought Brett Angel's career, after Rey Furioso had locked in that Tilt-A-Whirl Fujiwara armbar of his, broke Brett Angel's arm. But the Outcast battled back through the pain, and after months of showing up on Unmatched and even on NGW while it was around, and the Genesis and negotiations with Castle Fame, finally Brett Angel has decided to return. But he himself, when he came out here last week, said, my last run on Genesis was far from great, but this time it'll be different because I won't be alone. I'm bringing backup in the form of Dule Zaire, guys, who you might have seen compete once or twice over on Unmatched. And of course, he's a former bar owner who's been forced to return to entering action to his wrestling career after Xander Slayton 10L, way back when, remember that was about 3 months ago, they trashed his bar, that big brawl they had. So Brule, ladies and gentlemen, they're calling themselves, Dule Zaire and Brett Angel, looking to launch their tag team career here tonight as they take on the former United States champion here, the purveyor of Boone Juice, Samuel Boone. We know Boone, fun-loving, loves to have himself a good time. He's probably loaded up on that Boone juice as always. He and Eric Thunder have been teaming together these past couple of weeks. Haven't been very successful, but they could get a huge win here. And knocking off Zaire and Angel in their debut. We all know the accolades of Brett Angel, but like he said himself, and you gotta agree, his last run on Genesis last season was far from spectacular. He took a lot of losses. And of course, Samuel Boone's partner, guys, the former World Tag Team Champion, the man who's been unbeaten in singles competition for nearly 2 years. Chocolate Ray and Eric Thunder. Voted Tag Team of the Year last season alongside Matt Jefferson. He is one hell of a partner to have, but how are they going to fare against a big test? And that, of course, is Dule Zaire on the right. We all know Brett Angel on the left. After arguing amongst themselves what to call their team name, One Shot Leona got fed up and just gave them one. Brule was born. Brett Angel, not much of a tag team specialist throughout his long-spanning CMV career. He's never been in a real tag team before. And of course, we don't know very much about the in-ring ability of Dule. He only had 1 or 2 matches on Unmatched earlier this season. It's Brule, Dumble. A combination of Brett and Dule. He's back, fighting through a career-threatening arm injury. The Outcast has returned. Let's see if this run on Genesis will start a bit better than his last attempt. As it's going to be Samuel Boone, the former United States champion, kicking it off against Dule. So we're going to get a shot at, we're going to get a look rather at Zaire right out of the gate. Unfortunately, not an excellent start, as Boone going to cross the arms and drill him down with a DDT. It's spelled B-R-U-L-E, with a little accent over the E, of course. Collar and elbow tie out. Boone going to take a hold of Dule, but Dule able to seize control for himself rather quickly, and then a trip up. Nicely done right there. Some wrestling aptitude on display. Irish whip now into the corner. Ricochets off the turnbuckles. Now a punch to the back of the head. Looking for an early tag perhaps to Angel. Oh, headbutt right off that top turnbuckle. Then shoots low, but Samuel Boone saw it coming. But doesn't have the accent. No, Gumbo's power right there. I mean, you could tell Brule is a smaller guy. I put him probably, what, 5'5", maybe 5'6", somewhere around there. But he's jacked. Big elbow drop there. Brett Angel, you can obviously see the taller. Angel always been a big man. Former boxer, of course. We all know Angel's backstory, though. Arm drag right there by Boone. Gonna put Dule down on the one knee. Shoots in. Gets a punch to the midsection, though, to fire back. Now Zaire looking for maybe a Tiger. I don't know. Tiger suplex, maybe? Gets a short arm clothesline instead. A lot of people underestimate Samuel Boone, but he's a former United States champion. He holds a win over Justin Sane, if you can believe it. 2 twirling leg drops in a row. You spelled Zaire exactly how you spelled it. Topher. Elbow drop fails. Took the risk, but it did not pay off, as now Dule just staring at him. Don't know what happened there. Just froze up. Maybe he wants some Boone juice. Headbutt. or rather, should say, smashing the head off the top turnbuckle. Now a tag to Eric Thunder, the former World Tag Team Champion, the man unbeaten one-on-one for nearly 2 years. Double back body drop, but Eric Thunder makes the mistake of taking his eyes off of Zaire, and now here comes Brett Angel. He's back, baby! Big boot to Eric Thunder as soon as he re-enters the ring. The former 4-time Unmatched World Champion, television champion, Royal Rumble winner. Eric Thunder brought up to his feet. Over the shoulders now. This does not look good for OET. Big old fireman's carry side slam. Jefferson got drafted to Fusion during the draft at the end of last season. We haven't seen much of him lately, though. Eric Thunder trying to fill the void, I guess, by pairing up with Samuel Boone. But like I said, since they've started tagging, they haven't been very successful. They can pull off a huge upset here tonight, though, over the debuting Brûlé. Nice reverse DDT there to counter, though, by Thunder. Trip up now by Brett to fire back. Oh, Brett better stop Eric, and he does just in the nick of time before he can make a hot tag to Boone. Thought about going for a kick to the midsection, tries for a powerbomb, but a DDT by Eric Thunder. No doubt the most athletic man of these four in the ring right now. Jumping DDT by Thunder. And that might play as a prelude to Chocolate Rain, or maybe not. Down on one knee, kick to the chest, beautifully blocked by Angel. And now the Outcast looking for vintage Angel. That Russian leg sweep out of the $1 Million Dream. 1, 2, only a 2 count though. Eric Thunder in big time trouble at the hands of the living legend. Shoulder claw being applied. Eric Thunder looking to fight through the pain. Gets to his feet, showing some resiliency. Punch to the gut, a crack to the jaw. Ooh, the quickness though. Like I said, Brett Angel, a former boxer. You've got to watch those quick feet and those hands. That's now a tag to Dule. What is this? Drop toe hold. Double boot stomp right to the back of the head, and now Angel with a sliding knee strike right to the temple. Brûlé look for the victory in their debut. Angel failing miserably, though, to stop Boone. And now Brûlé taunting a little bit as Brett Angel looks to dispose of Samuel Boone. Zaire just going to watch, I guess. There we go. Oh, military press fucking spine buster. Boone might be out for the rest of the match. This just turned into a handicap scenario for Eric Thunder. Thunder, though, not quitting. Oh, up to the top rope. Might be a bit of Chocolate Rain, baby. Indeed it is. Into the pin. This massive upset. Ah, but Angel makes the save. Boone not there to stop Angel. Springboard leg drop to continue the assault here by Eric. Rolls out of the way, does Dule. Irish whip. Thunder goes to the corner. Putting him up high. This ain't going to be fun. Ooh, a little bit of a combination, but Thunder, oh, took that kick to the ass. That, what was that even? I don't know, a shin right to the face it looked like. Samuel Boone, guys, back to the apron. I didn't put it up, so if Cop did, I'm not sure. I haven't checked either. Drop toe hold by Zaire right there. Gonna get himself the upper hand once again. Can he maintain it? Woo! Spinning side slam. Always love me one of those. Dule hoping that's enough to get the victory here. Only a 1 count though. Boone was coming in to help out Eric Thunder if he needed it. Oh, Zaire now, guys, with a belly-to-back suplex, a Regalplex. 1, 2, 3, and Brûlé as Angel takes out Boone, victorious in their debut. Credit to Boone and Thunder. They gave Brûlé a run for their money, a hard-fought back and forth tag match. But the Regal Plex from Zaire is what ends this match. Right here, look at that, right down to the neck. And a beautiful bridge as well. Brule victorious in their Genesis debut. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, offering a handshake. Angel seems a bit hesitant. Oh, is he going to go for it? Oh, the psych. The psych by Dule. Offering the handshake. Oh, now they're trying to outdo each other. Ah, the fans cheering loud for both men. Look at Angel. Angel's like, nah, fam, they like me more. Brule having a bit of fun with the CMV universe after picking up this W. They're arguing. All right, here we go, guys. The action continues. Brett Angel's back. He and Dule victorious over at Samuel Boone and Eric Thunder. But we still have a lot to get to, including 2 more tag matches. Ortiz and Scott look to remain unbeaten as they'll be taking on the Cleaners. And in our main event, Click take on Markintel and Pierre Thompson. Will the Big Red Machine and the Big Dog be able to work together? We'll have to wait and see, but up next, some singles action. And actually a rematch from the start of the season. Of course, back then, it was for the Anarchy Championship. Now these two are at different points in their careers because John Reed has actually been on a roll. Defeated Samuel Boone last week, and of course, this past Sunday at Validation, beat down Dave Turner. Now the Fallen Angel looks to get his win back from Knox, who's still suffering from the loss to Chris Andrews this past Sunday, losing his Anarchy title to the Bloody Brit, who we'll see in action in our co-main event against Adam Valentine. Now Chris Andrews, though, as double champion, has got a lot of people coming after him. Knox wants his rematch. Reed, we know he wants to get that Anarchy title. Lance Martini and Adam Valentine. The Fallen Angel, who's not even, should really change his name, because this isn't even John Reed anymore. What he's done to Dave Turner these past couple of months, what he did to him this past Sunday. Reed gonna try to use his recent run of success, the momentum he's built up, to try to become only the 3rd man to pin Alistair Knox this season. Knox has to have one of the most impressive records in CMV today. He's only been beaten twice this season by Chris Andrews and Lance Martini. And last season, he was only beaten, I think, maybe twice. No, not, maybe once. What important. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, taking the same ride as Reed. It's almost weird. It's almost uncomfortable seeing Alistair Knox without the Anarchy Championship. It became so, what's the word I'm looking for? So like commonplace. Held that title for 3 months with 5 defenses, the most ever in CMV history. And you know, he's right back on the path to try to reclaim that Anarchy Championship. Oh, woo. That caught me off guard. Oh. He popped up real quick. All right, here we go. The Fallen Angel, John Reed. The ominous Alistair Knox. A rematch from the top of this a handshake. They always got to be throwing the cutscenes that make no sense at John Reed. Maybe Reed respects the darkness that he sees inside of Alistair Knox. Who knows? Trying to work with it. But a handshake at the start of this match. Always good to see sportsmanship, but maybe, you know, we saw John Reed pull that trick a couple of weeks ago against Twisted. He did that same thing. Second turnbuckle. Oh, elbow drop right to the fucking face. Looks like Knox might have caught some of the canvas as well, though. Vertical base. Knox shooting him with the front headlock, guys, and I have been told that later on tonight, right before our main event, Castle Fave has an announcement for CyberSlam. Of course, the next Genesis pay-per-view, exclusive Genesis pay-per-view, 4 weeks away, the 3rd annual CyberSlam. Castle Fave will be revealing to us, guys, exactly who and in what kind of match Chris Andrews will be defending his titles in. Of course, as double champion, he's got to defend both titles, so we'll find out who and in what kind of match Chris Andrews will be defending his titles in 4 weeks at CyberSlam. As Reed with a stomp to the back of the head. Now going to go for a stump puller, I believe. Real dumb submission hold that Knox gets out of real quick. He knows how stupid it is. Are we going to get Mr. Excitement on commentary in the next match? I'd love that. I could use the help with how shot my voice is right now. Rebounding off the ropes, John Reed. Nice senton, vintage Reed. Of course, John has got to be on the lookout for censorship. That submission hold that's utilized by Alistair Knox, and only 2 men have ever been able to escape from. Lance Martini and Dave Turner, the only men who have ever been able to escape from that maneuver, and still they both succumb to it. Alistair Knox, like I said this past Sunday, my hypothesis, if you will, my prediction was that whoever got their finisher off first would be the winner. And Chris Andrews was just a bit quicker than Alistair Knox. Got off revenge and was able to pin him. Nice arm drag right there. Nope. So, tries for the spear. Does John Reed, but Knox obviously did his homework. Lets out a roar. Now, CyberSlam is not cross-brand. The next cross-brand pay-per-view is not till Absolution, which is about 4 or 5 months away, the Royal Rumble. CyberSlam is Genesis exclusive, as Reed hooks the leg of Knox, only gets a 1 count. Head scissors being applied by the fallen angel. Knox able to slip through though. Escapes but runs right into a fireman's carry that drops him overhead. Now an overhand punch. Up on the shoulders and a single knee gutbuster. Note, Dark Carnival is Fusion exclusive. Like I said, the next cross-brand pay-per-view is not till Absolution. Oh, and look at this now. Alistair Knox digging in with these mounted punches that have stopped to the gut. Bringing Reed up to a vertical base. The former Anarchy champion tries for a crack to the jaw, but the CMV veteran fires back. Michinoku driver grabs a hold of that leg. One, only a 1 count. And oh, Reed, a little bit of too sweet there. Maybe a shout out to Click. Maybe trying to tell Click, hey, I got no beef, stay away from me. Reverse DDT though, as I believe John might have been going for the tour of the islands. Oh, damn. Knox ducked out of the ring like a sack of garbage. Plummeting to the outside like a sack of stones, Crizzy. And Reed just telling Knox to get his ass back in the ring if he wants to. Seems like John wouldn't mind taking the count out win, going nuts. He just hit the ref. That could have been a DQ. Watch out, John. Whoever you are now. Reed. Oh, slamming Knox face first off the apron. That's where all the hardest parts of the ring converge into one. Count of 3, guys. Knox back in the ring. Now he's the one looking down at John like, come on, motherfucker. You get back in here, I shoot your head off. The fallen angel rushes into the squared circle, bumping into each other in a belly-to-belly. I gotta say, man, this has been a very evenly fought match. Nobody's been discernibly in control. Reed has really handled himself a lot better, most definitely than he did earlier in the season when these two fought. And the tour of the islands, that's a prelude to the spear, which is exactly what Reed used this past Sunday to defeat Dave Turner and Samuel Boone last week on Genesis. Powerbomb by the veteran. Oh, that's a spear, countered again though. And now Knox has had enough. Too many close calls. The ominous one goes for censorship, reversed by Reed. That clutch. Nobody can get their finishers off. Sambo toss now. Irish whip now. Knocks into the corner. Reed slowly approaching him. What the hell is he looking for here? Oh, Reed with the cliffhanger. O'Connor roll. German suplex with the bridge. Nearly gets the 3, but Knox kicking out at 2.999, and again clicking it in the corner as Reed. Johnny Boy twice has attempted the Spear of Destiny, and twice Knox has countered it. Will the third time be the charm if he even goes for it? What is he doing? Oh, goes to the double axe handle. Knox moving out of the way, but catches another belly-to-belly. Ooh, maybe we'll see an old school fall here. Crack to the jaw. Punch to the back of the head. Knox! 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 Censorship out of nowhere is locked in. Censorship by Knox. Will Reed becoming only the 3rd man ever to escape censorship. Reed survives. Oh, but a kick to the gut. Knox is pissed. He can't believe it. Trip up, chip in a tooth. Now Reed with a desperation pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though. Not enough to catch Knox off his guard. Back to the head scissors, pulls off a trio of nasty elbows right to the forehead. And Reed now to the second turnbuckle. A lot of high flying by Reed tonight. Again, does not pay off for him. Northern Lights suplex there by Johnny. Hook to the jaw from behind. Reed looking for a back suplex, just looking to keep the pressure on and stay in the driver's seat. But he can't do that forever. He's got to finish. Up on the shoulders now. Single knee gut buster. That's going to hurt the ribs in a big way. Might have cracked one. I think I heard it from over here. To the corner. The former Anarchy champion again lets out a mighty roar, letting everybody know that he's okay, and he's still got enough left to keep going. Back elbow though. Reed with the tour of hell a second time. This time makes the pin immediately. 1, 2, but only a 2 count still. And now Reed's getting flustered. Now he's wondering, what the hell do I gotta do? Clicking it again. Big supporter, it seems. Action roll by Knox with a kick to the gut by John. Irish whip now to the corner. Reed! A second time! O'Connor roll German! 1, 2, no! What the hell does Reed have to do to get the win here? Another senton. What a matchup this has been. Far superior to their first encounter earlier this season. But look at Knox now. He's had enough playing around. Stiff knee directly to the face. Now the ominous one with a back chop. Another back chop. Ducks the clothesline. Rebounds off the ropes. Leaping lariat. Reed looking for refuge in the corner, but he's not going to find it. Alistair just staring him down, but John able to counter. Takedown by Knox. Reversal fest. 1999 up in here. Able to escape from that scoop slam. Now goes for a hellacious looking clothesline. Jesus, back and forth they go. It's like a game of Pong right now. Tit for tat. Who's going to get the upper hand? Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he might be looking for Chaos Theory a third time. Instead, just delivering these forearm smashes. Now up to the top rope. Not a place that Knox wants to be. Dangerous territory, but an elbow going to save him. Takes the risk. Savant kick pays off. And now Knox. Knox has had enough. Alistair. Reed was able to escape it earlier. Will he be able to again? Censorship in deep. And will it be enough? Yes, it will. Reed tries as he might to survive. But Knox gets the victory. What a match, though. John held in there for as long as he could. Tried to escape, but Knox squeezing the life out of him. Yeah, Reed immediately passed out. As soon as he tapped, he was out like a light. Alistair Knox bouncing back. What a war that was, though. Watch out, ref. Alistair Knox on the hunt to reclaim his Anarchy Championship. Every time we get a handshake before a match, it turns out to be an awesome match. Should we see if we can get Mr. Excitement on commentary? Is he available? You're not on, Chrissy. Wow. Wow. That tease. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, what a treat we have here. Mr. Excitement back on commentary for the first time since the Ascendance pre-show panel, I believe. If even that. I don't even remember if he was on that, but coming to help me out because my voice is so shot.
I'm here talking about chocolate. What is even red chocolate? What does that mean? I've seen a black man before.
Seems like Mr. Excitement might be a bit upset about some comments made about Bert Angel.
And you get a tan. No. I will not conform to CMV standards for a black man's skin tone.
All right. Whew.
Wait, it's my audio included?
I don't know, is it? It is on my end.
Huh.
Did you check off the
box?
What's
up, guys? Mr. Excitement here.
All right, my friends. Joined by Mr. Excitement. We still have a lot to get to on Genesis number 110, including 2 more tag matches. The Cleaners going to be looking to hand Ortiz and Scott their first loss. We've got Adam Valentine battling Chris Andrews, and in the main event, Click, the World Tag Team Champions Xander Slate and Randy Borton are going to be battling Mark Until and Pierre Thompson. But first, guys, the return of Luke Swanson. Of course, remember, Luke was, last time we saw him was the top of the month before Exodus, where he qualified for Rage in a Cage, but remember, he was then drug tested, and marijuana, some THC was found in the results, and he was thus suspended for 2 months by General Manager Castlefave. But Swanson now back after his suspension and looking to continue his unbeaten streak as it takes on CMV veteran Johnny Vegas.
Swanson on Fusion?
He was not, no. He was on Genesis.
See, this is what happens when you don't invite me to commentary for like half a year. I just lose track of who's on what show and what's going on where. That's why we need to have open communication so that we can be on the
so
same
much
page.
has been going on, I think I lost my contact book, I didn't have your number, I didn't know how to get in touch.
You losing contacts, losing the voice. How about you get your life together, guy?
But how do you feel, Mr. Excitement? What's your take on Luke Swanson being suspended? Do you think he deserved 2 months? Do you think marijuana deserves to be? Does it? Should guys be suspended? Should they be able to smoke it? What do you think?
Look, you're talking to a black man, so you should know my opinion on this. I believe Castlefave, she completely overreacted. You see, the problem is that she raised a golden boy, goody two-shoes, Tim LaFave, who sullied her vision of what a real man is. A real man can go out and party and smoke any amount of marijuana that he wants to. And Castlefave was to come in and mother hen these people. He was to come in and tell them what they can and can't smoke on their free time. Was he in the ring smoking? No, he wasn't. He's acting like he was having some detrimental effect on her show and all that. But he wasn't. Swanson, I hope that he's back, and he's not going to just come back and wrestle. I hope he comes back and does something about this, because what Castlefave did was uncalled for and unjustified, and he needs to seek appropriate. Let me calm down. Let me smoke some.
Yeah, I actually think I agree with you, because even though maybe I don't know. Maybe he deserved some kind of punishment, but Luke Swanson had just qualified for Rage in the Cage. So in Castle Fame suspending him for 2 months, she took away that championship opportunity. If he could be Anarchy champion right now, if she hadn't suspended him. That was a huge opportunity that she took away from the young up-and-comer, who's a big deal, a big signing to Genesis.
Absolutely
Cass
disgusting.
brought him here. I don't know that he didn't deserve any, because it's in the rules. It's in the rules. It's there that you can't do drugs, nothing, And he violated the rules. Maybe it shouldn't be a rule, but it is. Either way.
I mean, she could have, a slap on the wrist, a little fine, a little warning. But
Yeah,
to
maybe
just
a
outright
fine.
suspend him,
Would have been the way to go.
I think we should all smoke some weed now just to get back at her, because that was a bit much what you did.
Well, maybe we can get some from Luke Swanson after he's finished with Johnny Vegas here. Not taking anything away from Vegas, though. This is probably Luke Swanson's biggest test to date. 6 weeks off there. You got to wonder if there's... when it comes to Luke Swanson, I don't think there is any ring rust. I'm sure he spent his 6 weeks training, getting ready to come back, and he's looking as good as ever. I mean, most of Luke
Maybe
Swanson's
he spent
matches...
that time smoking.
Wait a minute! Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to the count. We were lost in our conversation. Swanson just got back into the ring before the count of 10. Look at Luke staring at Johnny. He's like, yeah, bitch, I just did that. Swanson.
See, I like that. He could have won the match by pinfall submission, but he said, no, I'm going to by count out and ruin Cass.
Do you think that's what it was? Do you think that was a shot at Cass?
That was a calculated maneuver that Luke Swanson did. And I'm very happy he did that.
I might have to agree with you. He got in right at 10 and then stood on the apron and stared at Josh. And remains unbeaten. Does Luke Swanson in his return via count out, as Andrews would say, walk. It's a legit way to win. Luke Swanson's back and apparently has a bone to pick with Castle Fave as Mr. Excitement Size is over here. No, I think it's just any part of the ring you have to be on in order to technically be in the ring, Topher. So him standing on the apron, even getting in and then going out of the ropes, he was still on the apron. He didn't really exit the ring.
See, a lot of people want to pretend that Cass is some angel, that he's what's good for Genesis, but I disagree. And what she did to Luke Swanson was proof for that. The phase as a whole are just disgusting, but I'm not biased or anything.
What are some other
nothing like that?
What are some other decisions you think Cass hasn't made well on per se? Because I think she's doing a pretty good job. Besides the Luke Swanson thing, every other aspect, I think she's, especially with Click running about, I think she's doing fairly well.
I mean, wasn't Josh Wolf up and comer in Genesis?
See, I think that suspension was 100% well deserved. He was putting his hands on just innocent backstage employees, superstars, even police officers he was attacking. I think that was a well-deserved suspension, in my opinion.
He ran him off, and look where he is now. He's going to be a big thing on Genesis. And what does Genesis have in return? Nothing. They have these has-beens in the Click. They have these has-beens in Brett Angel. They have these never was in freaking Jolie Zaire.
You just take a shot at Brett Angel. Usually you're a big supporter of Brett.
I support the man he was, not the man he is now.
Well, I don't know. He looked pretty great earlier tonight in his return alongside Zaire. Got that win over Samuel Boone and Aaron Thunder. They look pretty good.
I don't want to talk about Brett Angel. I want to talk about this tag team match we have coming up right now.
Let's do just that, because it's time for our tertiary main event of the evening. As we have here making their way out onto the stage, the currently unbeaten as a team, Reese Ortiz and Adam Scott. Adam Scott there on the left, of course. Ortiz and the Killer Shades on the right. Reese was having a real tough time. He debuted towards the start of this season, picking up a lot of losses, so he grabbed the phone and he called up his boy, his good friend here, Adam Scott. And since then, they've been unstoppable. Currently 2-0 as a tag team. They face definitely, I'd say, their biggest test yet, though, in the Cleaners, who have been on a roll. They're currently on a 3-match winning streak, are the Cleaners. See if they can bury some young talent to keep it going, or if Ortiz and Scott will be the ones to go up the ring. You got any? What do you think of these two guys? I don't know if you've seen much of them.
This tertiary main event even mean? It's either main event or not.
It means the third to last match
I disagree.
on the card.
I disagree with that. It's like kind of participation for me. It's what it's the opening match, like the chocolate main event or something.
Well, we still have the co-main event to come, where Adam Valentine takes on double champion,
also known as the first main event of the night.
And of course, Click battling Marquardt and Pierre Thompson. I can't wait to hear your opinion on that main event. I want to get your opinion on if you think Marquardt and Pierre Thompson are going to be able to work together.
Forget about them working together. Can Marquardt even work on his own? Hasn't lost like any match against Click so far?
Ooh, that's some shit. Well, it's some shade thrown, but also truth. Marquardt has been struggling with handling Click.
I don't throw shade. I throw facts.
Yeah, both Borton beat him twice, and Bob Luger beat him last month. But both men also attacked him after the match. Reese did too. Reese Matthews beat him and attacked him after the match with a steel chair.
Well, we'll talk about that. He's a former undisputed champion. He can do what he wants.
We'll talk about that more as the main event comes around, because right now, tag team action as Reese Ortiz going to start off against Ethan Young. Like I said, the Cleaner's been on a real tear as of late. They came in second, remember? They were beat out by Vintage in the XM Classic, but they've steadily been proven. They beat Vintage to start their winning streak, and since then, they've been climbing the ranks, looking for that future tag team title opportunity. But Ortiz and Scott have most definitely been impressing since they got together top of last month. Ethan Young
and
right
it's very
now,
important what you mentioned, that they were able to beat Vintage and, just put that loss behind them out of the gate right away, so they don't have that lingering over their heads as they move forward toward the titles.
Now, you actually got to get that rubber match between them, because Vintage beat them in the XM Classic, then the Cleaners beat them, currently 1-1. Ooh, nice little dragon screw right there by Young to get things started.
I think rubber matches are overrated. What matters is who won last, so Vintage should be just...
like Vintage ask, it's a two-time champion and a five-man, and Joey Biggins get a Bull Phoenix splash from the second turnbuckle by Ethan Young. Adam tried to help out, but it didn't really pay off in the end. Now it's standing.
Sandwich. Enjoy bacon back there eating. He's even worried about tag team.
Oh, a little bit of lag hitting the monitors here. Hopefully that was just a little spike. Some great athleticism from Ethan here at the top of this match. Phoenix Splash and then a standing moonsault. Now teamwork with Samuel Cassidy, just throwing Ortiz into those turnbuckles. And that's what makes the Cleaners such a great team. They work so well together, like a well-oiled machine. Look at this, though. That was a mistake by Samuel Cassidy, being cocky. And now the hot tag to Adam Scott. And here comes the Mohawk Rockstar with a single leg drop kick and another single leg drop kick, and a third maybe? Yes, a third. Cassidy just taking it.
All right, guy. Do you know any other moves?
And that was standing shooting star.
Oh,
Was that not a single leg drop kick?
No, but he didn't have to do 3 in a row. That's a bit much. He could have did a 2-leg drop kick or something.
A 2-leg drop kick. Remember, guys, tonight we also before the main event, Castle Fave will be throwing some news my way regarding exactly against who and in what kind of match Chris Andrews will be defending his 2 titles against. Come SummerSlam 4 weeks away.
Can't even talk.
I know. Maybe I should have relayed the information to you.
No, I don't talk.
Oh, but a hot tag to Ethan Young. I don't know what Adam Scott's doing. Both of them back in the ring now. Samuel Cassidy drops to the outside of the ring like a sack of stones. Bumping into each other. Whoa!
I'm glad you said that.
That dragon suplex was too sweet.
Where do you live that people are just putting stones in sacks and then dropping them?
Oh, but look at that, Mr. Excitement forearm, or rather a Superman punch by Adam Scott. But only at 1 count. Was trying to finish there.
See, the real Superman would have gotten a 3 count.
Ortiz and Scott currently unbeaten. Are they going to suffer their first loss at the hands of the Cleaners here? Or Samuel Cassidy still down. Scott with an Irish whip to the corner. Tag to Reese here. We actually saw this last week on Reality Wrestling. Or no, that was just this week, rather. They got the win, and now look at this. Tower of Doom Boom! Assisted superplex. This could be enough. Ortiz into the pin. But here comes Cassidy back into the ring. Scott stops him though. But only a 2 count. Not enough to knock off the Cleaners. They're riding away with momentum. It's going to take more than that to put him down. Whoa, eat to feet, and there goes Cassidy, sent right back to the outside. Leaving Ethan Young in this handicap scenario. Oh, damn, reverse World's Strongest Slam. Something you don't see too often there by Ortiz. Kicking out the knee. Ethan Young. He has got to put the team on his back right now. He's all by himself. There we go. Nice reversal. Slapping the tip with the reverse DDT on the way down. Now picking Reese up by the ears, staring him in the eyes. Vintage Ethan Young. DDT. Gonna quake the entire ring. And wasting no time. Obviously has nobody to tag in. Cassidy's still knocked out on the outside. And the ripcord knee strike into the pin. Can Adam Scott? That was a rope break. Wow. His head under the bottom rope right there.
No, that's a good rough right there. It recognizes that you don't have to touch the rope as long as you break the plane. The pin count should be broken up.
I don't know. People were saying that this ref might be corrupt after that Luke Swanson match. Said that Luke broke the count. I don't know about that.
People are always going to complain when things don't go their way. Maybe they're all Johnny Vegas fans. That's why I only take my opinions as fact, because I'm the one who knows what I'm talking about.
Who isn't a Johnny Vegas fan? Come on. I bet you're a big Johnny Vegas fan.
No, you haven't seen what Vegas does to people. And the fact that he has that in his name is just disrespectful to all the people
What, Vegas?
that place.
Oh, Ethan Young now looks like a very smart tag.
Before I went to Vegas.
Samuel Cassidy now the legal man. And it might be up to him because Ethan Young is looking bad. Big old spine buster by Cassidy and not beating around the bush immediately. Lines up the shot, looking to end things. The Cleaners look to continue their tear through the Genesis Tag Team Division. Sit out powerbomb. But look at how Reese Ortiz tries to help out Scott by distracting the ref. Not long enough though. Into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Yeah, Alvis isn't a big Johnny Vegas fan. We all know that. Out to the second turnbuckle, you see Ortiz trying to help out his partner. And he does. Punch him right where the sun don't shine. How do you feel about that, Mr. Excitement? A low blow.
Look, the competition in CMV is harder than it's ever been before. You gotta hit someone in the nuts to win a match. Do it.
So you're saying do what you gotta do to get the win. And that's exactly what Reese just did.
At the end of the day, no one's going to remember how you won. They're just going to remember that you won.
Oh, but brain buster on the outside where we know those pads offer little to no support. That concrete that lies beneath at the count of 4. Adam Scott bashing Samuel Cassidy's head off the announce table over here. Nearly knocked over my mountain.
Can you guys not?
back. Face buster and all. Look at this now. Ethan Young trying to come and help out his partner. We're at a count of 7, I think, now, guys.
Yeah,
and Adam Scott is in a bad part of town. But look at that. Ethan actually throwing Scott back into the ring. Samuel Cassidy shakes the cobwebs. This match continues.
In the ring there, no count out. Fighting by my table.
Is your oh, wait a minute. Dirty heel tactics. Samuel Cassidy putting both of his feet on the middle rope. But Reese is having none of that. Saving his partner. Man, look at this low drop kick. Right up the side of the head. What a tag team match has it been so far. It really started strong for Ortiz and Scott, but now it's all the Cleaners. Seems like the longer this match goes, the more it might favor Ethan Young and Samuel Cassidy. As now Scott, put in the corner, and the Cleaners might be, nope, counter by Scott instead. Now an Irish whip back to his corner. Maybe looks to make the tag to Ortiz. Nope, goes for a shoulder thrust, gets a knee to the chest. Oh, and there goes Ortiz, knocked off the apron. Great strategy. Now Scott is isolated, pulled back attack right into an elbow that nearly takes his head off. Jesus. Oh, with nobody left to help him out, nobody to tag to the Cleaners. about to hand Ortiz and Scott their first loss. No, Scott still fighting, but it might be to no avail. Counter after counter, reversal fest ensuing like it's 1999 up in here. Ortiz trying to get back up to his feet on the outside as Scott shoots for a scoop slam, drops down behind, neck breaker by Cassidy. There you see Reese starting to get back up as Samuel Cassidy mocks and taunts. What do you think about that, Mr. Nash Tactic? Guys, do you think it's a waste of time, or do you think he's trying to get in his opponent's head?
Did you just call me Mr. Nash Tastic?
Oh, did I?
I am.
I'm going to say,
Mr.
Wait a minute.
Exciting.
Wait a minute. Sit out, powerbomb. How the fuck was that a rope break? That was a bad call by the ref right there. 100%. That was not a rope break.
You know, I wasn't looking because you just caught me off guard with how you disrespected my name. So I'm going to have to check the replay on that.
Oh, I apologize. I meant Mr. Excitement. You know, it's heat of the moment, you know?
Because you can tell on my voice how excited I am to be here.
It seems like Ortiz and Scott and the Cleaners aren't real draws. We went from 14 viewers to 5. They are not big fans, but they don't care about that. They're just looking for those wins. Adam Scott now maybe makes the tag to Reese finally. There we go. What is this? What the fuck is this? It was an assisted power bomb by Ortiz and Scott. That's innovative. Never seen that before. But pops back up. Jawbreaker going to create a little bit of distance between these two men. Ooh, nice little corkscrew neck breaker. Cheeky. And now Samuel looks to make a tag. He's been in the ring for a long time. Here goes Ethan Young, nice and fresh. These two teams throwing everything they have at each other. Oh, Ethan Young might be going up top to hit his Phoenix Splash. But, tossed off the top, but he landed right on top of Reese. Elbow directly to his face. That wasn't great. Now both men are down. Dazed and confused. Neither one really moving. Reese begins to stir first now. Gee, Jesus Christ, Ethan Young's in La La Land. There we go. He's back up, just pops back to life out of nowhere. Getting some revenge on Adam Scott as he knocks him off the apron. Now turns his attention back to Reese for the long... Oh, no. Small package driver. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Just about punched the fucking ref right in the face there. He's just getting up. Goes for a jumping cutter. Ortiz, though, able to reject that. Gets a punch to the top of the head. Tit for tat. Who's going to seal the deal here? Neck breaking now. Doing some damage to that head. Face to face they stand. Adam Scott still down. This is the opening that Ethan Young needs. Irish whip puts him in the corner. Gets a boot right down the gullet, though. Escapes the waistlock. Punch in the back of the head.
What?
And a tiger suplex down the gullet. You ever heard someone call a throat a gullet before?
You don't talk like that in the hood.
What if I said I'm gonna shove this mic right down your gullet? What would you say then?
I'll say you might as well, because at the rate your voice is going, that mic's not gonna be good for you for much longer.
You might have to take over for me on Fusion. But look at this desperation pin. Only gets a 2 count. The wounds of war showing. These two teams drained. Sacrifice is not tomorrow, but next Sunday. It's the 4th of February. Oh, wait a minute! Cleaners! Cleaners! Drop the hold, double boot stop. Now here comes Ethan Young, going to deliver the shin right to the temple. Will that be enough to hand Ortiz and Scott their first loss? Ethan Young going to try to stop Adam. He does, but only a 2 count. Wow. The resiliency by Reese. But look at that. Ethan Young getting rid of Adam Scott. Once again, a handicap. Like, oh, where's Samuel going? Wants to make sure that Adam Scott's disposed of, I guess. Now comes right back into the ring. Hey, what up, Dynamic? Welcome. Oh! Reese! Super kick to the back of the head. This could be a big steal here. Dragging that lifeless corpse out of the corner. Hooks the leg to steal. 1, 2. But Adam Scott not there to stop Ethan Young from picking up the pin.
What a match, Dash. Am I right? Or am I right?
What a match indeed. Look at this all-out war ensuing. Ethan Young taking out Adam Scott before Reese could save him. Who's the legal man? I don't remember. I think it's Reese Ortiz and Samuel Cassidy. Cassidy's still down. The ref's got to maintain some order here.
I'm just going to keep criticizing
What the wait a minute. Did Scott just bite Ethan Young's forehead? I believe he did. He bit him and he drew blood. Now Cassidy busted open with his snake eyes. I don't think I've ever seen somebody bite somebody before in a match. Right on the forehead.
Look, this match has been going on for a while. They know that whoever wins this could be considered for a tag title match down the road. You gotta bite a man to win. You bite a man to win.
I mean, that is true. Currently, Xander Slate and Randy Orton don't have #1 contenders lined up. As Mark Cattell and Pierre Thompson beat them later in our main event, they might be at it, but the role that the Cleaners have been on, and Ortiz and Scott currently unbeaten, but a big spine buster by Samuel Cassidy. Now another sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2. Oh, just Jesus, the resiliency of Ortiz.
Oh my God.
My goodness. Yeah, my voice is completely shot. Oh, Scott just locked in that that knee hold. He actually utilized that in his debut to win the tag match. Is that the technical name? Yeah, the knee hold. Taking out the legs, though. And now Ethan Young incapacitated on the outside. Hip toss there by Cassidy, even though he's on his own. Still fighting. Big old elbow drop off the ropes. Damien spit that red mist down my throat. Slowly taking away my voice. Pin attempt only gets a 2 for Cassidy. Now Ethan Young back on the apron. Which of these two teams is going to get the goddamn win in this match? They've thrown absolutely everything they've got at each other, missing that body splash, and now Cassidy going to pay for it in a big way. This is actually what Ortiz used to win the match just a couple of days ago in Reality Wrestling. Leaving Cassidy out to dry. Drive-by kick by Ortiz. Double boots right to the temple. And if Adam Scott can stop Young from making the save, guys, this might be it right here. 1, 2. What the fuck is going on? Only a 2 count, and look at Cassidy's face. It's insane, Mr. Excitement. It's insane.
I can't believe.
And look at Cassidy's face. He is donning that proverbial crimson mask, if I do say so myself. Nice counter by Reese there, though. Cheeky powerbomb. We still have 2 matches to get to after this as well. I'm not even going to be able to speak
about this weed business.
After this show is over. DDT by Ortiz off that second turnbuckle. And now a spear! The hell did that come from? And La La Land is Cassidy. Blood just absolutely drenched. Or rather, face, I should say, absolutely drenched in blood. Reese from behind gets a couple of elbows to the side of the head. Now Cassidy spinning him around. Irish whip back to the corner of the Cleaners. Tag to Ethan. Uh-oh, we're going to get this combination again. Drop toe hold. There goes Young off the ropes. Somebody stop now. It's Cassidy who digs his shin into the side of Ortiz's head. Ethan Young hooks that leg with his finally good enough. 1, 2. Nope. Samuel Cassidy just allowing Adam Scott to break up the pin there. He literally moved out of the way to let him break up the pin. I think all these guys might be concussed at this point. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. Adam Scott, though, makes the save. Now a tag. Oh, boy. They're going to go for it again. Switching places now. As we get the Tower of Doom. Can Scott make that pin in time to remain unbeaten? Will this finally do it? 1, 2. Dirt. Oh, are you kidding me? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, where's the script? Out the window. My fucking God. These guys, I don't know how they're all standing right now. Killing me.
Getting paid by the hour.
Oh my God, come on. Adam Scott, bring it home, baby. Leading up Ethan Young, draped over that bottom rope. Taking a page out of his partner Ortiz's book with the drive-by kick, and then he's going to taunt. Are you really going to taunt? Get in the ring and make the pin. Foolish rookie, making a mistake. Maybe it'll still be enough, though. 1, 2, 3, it is!
What?
Ortiz and Scott go to 3-0, stopping the Cleaners' run of terror through the tag team division. Mamma mia. Whew. Screw these guys for making my voice even worse, but what a win. Well-deserved tag team warfare we just witnessed. And we have got a dangerous new tag team on the scene, my friends. All right, Mr. Excitement, are you ready for this? Our co-main event of the evening. Back to one-on-one action, thank the Lords. We have got the GOAT, Adam Valentine, stacked up against the Bloody Brit, and the 5th ever double champion in CMV's history. Of course, he's not alone now after Hayden won the tag team titles earlier this week, but Britt slinging the Anarchy title over one shoulder, the International over the other after his win over Alistair Knox this past Sunday. And this could be one hell of a match because that lost the hands of Lance Martini on the pre-show for validation, but we know that he wants more than anything to get a crack at either the Anarchy International title. It doesn't matter to him so long as there's gold involved. Then the GOAT is all about it. What do you make of this match? Any predictions, Mr. Excitement?
Well, what I don't understand is why is he calling himself a GOAT?
He sees himself as the greatest of all time, even though a lot of people
that's an
saying he
acronym.
hasn't proved it.
That changes
It
a
is
lot.
an acronym, yes. He doesn't just call himself the GOAT.
Maybe he should. Maybe you should make that clear. I don't understand.
Well, Adam
I thought he was like a
Valentine.
farmer or something.
He's not a farmer. It stands for greatest of all time. That's what he sees himself as. Him alone.
See, now I can support him. Now that that's been made clear.
So you're an Adam Valentine fan.
No, I like someone who has that much confidence in themselves. They can call themselves the greatest. That's what you need in this company.
But I was about to say that he hasn't really proved it. Don't get me wrong. Adam Valentine's gotten some great wins this season. Beat Pierre Thompson back at Exodus. He's got some big W's under his belt this season and last season. But I don't think he's exactly earned the right to call himself the greatest of all time just yet. But still, he does anyway. He doesn't really care what anybody thinks.
No, and that's the great thing about him. Sometimes it's just the attitude that you need to take yourself to that extra level. Where so many superstars will just down themselves. They doubt and they doubt and they doubt. But this guy right here, he knows what's up. He knows that you just have to have the mindset that you're the greatest, and eventually your skills will match up to that. So he has half the formula figured out already.
So you think that having an ego, being cocky, is a good thing?
I mean, you call it cocky, I call it confidence. He has confidence in himself that those losses aren't going to hinder him from down.
See, I think
He's
there's a
gonna come out
difference
here.
between confidence and being cocky, and I think that Valentine is cocky.
No.
I don't think he's good. I think he's good. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is.
Doesn't matter what you think. It matters what he thinks. And he thinks he's the greatest. He's gonna come up and he's gonna wrestle like he's the greatest. And if Chris Andrews isn't careful, we're gonna have an upset on our hands.
Well, this most definitely is a big opportunity for Adam Valentine, guys. And as I announced earlier in the night, right here, before the co-main event begins, we have gotten news from the general manager's office, guys. Cass LaFave filling us in as to what the situation is going to be. In 4 weeks' time, CyberSlam, the next Genesis exclusive pay-per-view. Of course, CyberSlam, the night where every single match will have a stipulation or poll attached to it that the fans can vote on. It's all about fan interaction. And I've just received word from general manager Cass LaFave that Chris Andrews, first ever in CMV, Chris Andrews will be defending both his Anarchy Championship and his International Championship in back-to-back triple threat matches. In the first triple threat, his Anarchy title will be on the line. In the second triple threat, his International title on the line. Joining him in those two triple threats will be Alistair Knox, getting his rematch for the Anarchy title in the first and getting a shot at the International in the second. And it will be up to the fans who the third person will be to join them in those dual triple threat matches. And the options will be Adam Valentine, Lance Martini, or John Reed. Huge news from general manager Cass LaFave there, ladies and gentlemen. Two triple threats. Britt's going to defend both his belts in back-to-back, joined by Alistair Knox. And you guys vote for who the third man will be to join them in those triple threat matches. What do you think about that, Mr. Excitement?
Well, I think I couldn't help but notice that Luke Swanson wasn't an option. Clearly, she's continuing his vendetta against him. That's very nice to
you think that Swanson should have been a pick there for that poll?
I mean, I think he was on his way to a title match, wasn't he, before his quote-unquote justified suspension?
He was supposed to get
this
an
would have been a way to make it up for him.
But I think that after what Swanson did earlier tonight, I'm not justifying it. If this is what she did, then she's wrong. But I think maybe after what Luke did earlier tonight, this is a way of Cass getting back at him for him getting back at her. It's just going to be a whole thing, you know? But either way, that's what's been laid out. Chris Andrews got a big hill.
It's ridiculous.
To climb over come CyberSlam. Because in a triple threat match, you know that you don't have to be pinned or submitted to lose your title. We could see Knox pin the other guy or the other guy pin Knox in either triple threat. Britt could walk out of CyberSlam without either of his championships. He could walk out with just one. He could walk out with still both of them. We'll have to wait and see. But Valentine, knowing that he's an option in that poll now, this is going to give him even some more confidence, if you will, to try to get this win and build some momentum. Of course, he'll only be in those triple threats if he's voted in. And after the way he talks to the CM Universe, I don't know if they're going to be so kind to do so, especially when you got Lance Martini and John Reed as the other two options. But we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, Valentine taking it to the bloody Brit. We saw him come out here wearing that Anarchy Championship. He is now a 3-time Anarchy Champion. Technically, he is tied with Borton because Borton was a 2-time Hardcore Champion. He's a 1-time Anarchy Champion. But technically, it's the same title. But if you want to say Britt is the most reigns as Anarchy Champion, you wouldn't be lying. You'd be telling the truth. And of course, he's the longest reigning Anarchy Champion of all time in his first reign. International Championship obviously being kept safe, I'm sure, backstage. Let's get a fireman's carry. You're going to take Valentine overhead. Still in our main event to come, by the way. Oh, go on.
Has Britt ever been in a 5-star steel cage match with the Anarchy Championship on the line?
Well, I assume you're alluding to Cole Savage versus Levi Marta. What was that? Vengeance?
Say they set the bar high.
Would you call that 5 stars?
Well, in terms of entertainment value, yes.
Well, maybe not steel cage matches for the Anarchy title, but I think that Chris Andrews has definitely put on some 5-star matches for that championship. Look who he won it from, Paul Devine, last year's King of the Ring. That was a great match between those two. Zach Cage, he had many battles with last season over the championship. Look at this now. Brainbuster by the GOAT. And still to come in our main event, guys. Click. The World Tag Team Champions Xander Slate and Randy Borton going to battle Mark Cattell and Peter Thompson. We saw them work together decently this past Sunday at Validation. Of course, Team Eli ended up winning. Look at that. Oh my God. Cross-arm neckbreaker. That looked like it hurt right there. Now the rig of the eyes. We know Adam Valentine not afraid to get his hands dirty. And a nice little facebuster. I know you love facebusters, Mr. Fan. I almost called you Mr. Fantastic. I can't get your name right, it seems. Mr. Excitement.
Well, I am pretty fantastic, so thank you.
Look at that. Face first off the top turnbuckle. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Getting well acquainted with that top turnbuckle as Adam Valentine, as Britt just smashes his face in. Yeah, Cyber Slam's not this Sunday. Yes, wait, that's the 4th, is Sacrifice 7. It'll be on the 18th of February, I believe, is when Cyber Slam will fall on. The next Genesis exclusive pay-per-view, of course. So we got 2 matches now confirmed for Cyber Slam. We got Chris Andrews defending both of his titles in the double triple threat matches. And then we've got, we know it'll be Elijah Stewart challenging Gary Sukhanov for that Alpha World Championship of his. 2 matches on that card already, looking like it's going to be a good one. As right now, Adam Valentine with that electric chair driver, handling himself very well here, is the self-proclaimed GOAT. I'd probably say biggest match of his career right here for Adam Valentine. Misses that shin attack though. Gets tripped up by the Brit.
Even more so now that Chris Andrews' stock has ever been higher than it is right now.
Did you just see that though, Mr. Excitement? Look at that. That was I don't even have words. From a power slam popped up to a vertical suplex, then a march before dropping him. Nobody quite like the Bloody Brit. Impressive offense there, as now the dual champion looks for the pin as he hooks the leg. The 3-time, 2-time Anarchy and International champion, currently holding both titles. Only the 5th man to ever do so in CMV. Look at that pop-up back suplex. Oh, but he's not done. Of course, we know Chris Andrews loves all things 3s, baby. There's the German. Now, if I'm correct, going to spin him about. Face to face they go for a vertical. Yeah, that's actually interesting. Is that last year's Cyber Slam, Britt pulled double duty. First, he defended his Anarchy title. There we go, the pop-up German suplex that I love. That takes some power right there. But Britt first defended his Anarchy title against Parker, and I believe it was a street fight. And then he challenged Justin Sane for the world title in the main event. He obviously was not victorious in that encounter. So Cyber Slam, the night of double duty for Chris Andrews. They'll be doing it again this year. Oh, revenge! Out of nowhere! After the counter, 1, 2, 3, and Chris Andrews puts down the GOAT. 1 and done. Chris Andrews seems ready. Go on.
Everybody's talking about how much Swanson is smoking, but how many beers did Adams have before this match? Why aren't we talking about that?
How many what did Adams have in this match?
Drinks. How many drinks did he have before the match?
Do you think the drinks would help him or hinder him?
Well, it doesn't matter that, but should the champion be...
you're saying should wrestlers be allowed to drink? That's an interesting point, because a lot do. Obviously, Britt does. We know that over on Fusion. Oh, you're going to go talk to Castafave right now?
Yeah, I just can't wait until the end of the show. I'm sorry.
Well, as soon as Mr. Excitement goes to talk to Cass and Fave, it looks like we just got another guest. I'm not sure who this is. Oh, he just came in here and sat at the edge of the table. I can't really make out his face. He's just not talking, just staring up at Chris Andrews. But the Bloody Brick, guys, is ready for SummerSlam, where he defends both his titles, the first in CMV, back-to-back triple threat matches, and you guys vote for who should be in that triple threat match, both of them with he and Alistair Knox, as we get ready now for our main events. Ooh, okay. Let's push through this. Main event time. Mr. Excitement has left to go take up a talk with Castle Fave regarding alcohol use. But still, this guy is just at the end of the table here. Hello? You gonna talk? Who is that? I can't, all right. I guess he's just gonna sit there. I'm not sure who that is. It's dark on that side of the table. Can't really make it out, But it is time for our main event of the evening, my fine feathered friends. Some more tag team action coming your way as the World Tag Team Champions, Xander Slate and Randy Orton, fresh off of their loss this past Sunday in the main event of Validation, look to bounce back as they take on Mark Intel and Pierre Thompson. Certainly an interesting pairing. Is it Echo? I do not believe it is. That would be a vintage Echo. But we know, guys, that this past Sunday, there was a lot on the line in the main event of the second annual Validation, that 8-man elimination tag team matchup. And what a war it was. We all expected a war, and we got a war. But it was Team Stewart. The survivors were Elijah Stewart himself after eliminating Bob Luger, and Pierre Thompson, the only two men left standing after that hellacious battle. But what was on the line is that if Click won, then Elijah Stewart would be forced to join Click, lay down arms, and join the enemy. And of course, we know that the team captain of the winning team would also earn the Alpha World title shot against Gary Sulkinov at CyberSlam. So with Team Stewart winning, we now know that he will challenge Gary for the title at CyberSlam in 4 weeks' time. We now know that he obviously does not have to join Click. But at the top of the show, when Elijah came out here to celebrate his big win, pay honors to his partners who he couldn't have done it without in the CM universe, as usual, trying to spread a little bit of good vibes. Click, all of Click, would come out to the ring and feign like they were congratulating Elijah, clapping, saying, "Good job, man, we're here for you, like you did a great job, we're rooting for you, come CyberSlam," all of that. But as many expected, I don't think anybody really fell for it. It proves, as Click were just trying to show Elijah what it would be like if he were to join Click. Luger himself saying, just because you lost that match doesn't mean the offer isn't still on the table, Elijah. Join us. Forget these fans. Forget about pandering to them all the time. Join us, and you can be great again. We can help you get that title, and you'll have our support 100% every day, all the time, because we're Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bob Luger over here that has joined us at the commentary table. I can't believe I didn't realize it was you. Like I said, a little bit dark on that
Let's
side.
do this again. Your CMV Tag Team Champions of the World. And Randy Orton, the Click.
Bob Luger stepping into the light here on commentary for our main event, as he is out here obviously to support his boys in Xander Slate and Randy Orton. But as I was saying, Elijah, after Bob Luger offered that he could still join Click, Elijah said, "No, I will never join Click." And well, Bob Luger and his boys, his good brothers, would then proceed to beat down Elijah. Luger saying, "Is this what you want, Elijah, every day, every week, to feel this way when you could be with the best? You couldn't be a part of Click before leaving him."
Just wearing them down.
I'm swearing him down. Do you want to take over, Luger? Would you like to run down the gauntlet?
There's no gauntlet to run down. We gave him a choice, and the choice still stands. But until he makes the right decision, we're going to beat the shit out of him. Simple as that.
It seems like that. It is pretty simple, but if I know Elijah, it's going to take a lot more than just beating him up than to get him to join Click.
Exactly. We understand that.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. What are you cooking up over there, Luger?
Myth.
Marcantel making his way into the ring now. We know that Big Mark has been, in a way, having his own war with Click all of last month. Borton beat him twice. Luger beat him. Yeah, Borton beat him twice.
Sucks.
Luger defeated him.
Yeah, I mean, you see him on
Reese
Twitter,
Matthews
this guy trying to
beat
say
him.
that we're just a group of old men. He's older than all of us.
Well, Marcantel did get a bit of revenge for himself in the elimination match. I believe he eliminated Borton, I think. No, Peter Thompson eliminated Reese Matthews is who Marcantel eliminated before being eliminated himself.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, all right. Sure. And look at
You know what I
that.
don't like about Pierre? He's got all this hype.
Oh, what is it?
But where's all his title wins? Huh? I believe
He's a
if he
former
would've
international
been a
champion.
That doesn't matter. That's a false title. That's why we don't care about Grit. Look, if he ever won the world title, we might even offer him to join Click. He's a good guy.
Well, let's hear
I've
what
teamed with him in
excuses
the
you
past.
have for Pierre eliminating both Randy Borton and Xander
Don't approach
Slade.
me like that. Don't approach me like that. Like I need to come
You're
up
at
with
my
excuses.
commentary desk. I'll approach you however I want.
On my
I'm
show.
not afraid of you or Click, all right?
On my show. Yeah,
I'm not
you are.
gonna-
Your
I'm
voice
not
is
gonna-
trembling.
My voice is, it's hurting right now, all right? It's not because of you,
Sure.
believe me.
What was you yelling at your cat?
But either way, guys, I did receive earlier tonight a report from Castle Faith, a medical report for Elijah Stewart after he was attacked earlier tonight by Click and left in the middle of the ring, that Elijah obviously not here to compete tonight and will not be able to compete next week either. Seems like you did a fair amount of damage to the Good Vibes kid. Yeah, laugh about that.
Oh man, I mean, it's not like he was booked tonight, so
You know, I don't think
we
you'll
didn't
be
cause too much
laughing.
damage.
I don't think you'll be laughing when Marcantel and Pierre Thompson put down your two boys here in the main event.
I mean, you started that sentence with Marcantel, so I'm pretty confident that my boys, the reigning and defending tag team champions of the world, have this. You know, tag team is sort of their specialty.
Credit where credit is due. Xander Slade and Randy Borton have held those titles for nearly 3 months now. They won them back at Death Wish, but hell, a win here for Marcantel and Pierre could get them a shot at those World Tag Team titles. We know they defended them just last week in the ladder match against Prime Vibe, Elijah Stewart and Pierre.
That's a dumb name.
Marcantel.
Who in the world
Thompson.
is this clown?
You know what a
sitting in
better
my
name
seat?
is?
Oh,
Click.
Mr. Excitement,
Who is
ladies and
this
gentlemen.
talking in my ear?
2 minutes, and he's in my chair.
You
Well,
got a
Bob-
problem
this is
with it?
Bob
Step
Luger.
up there, bud.
Coming out
No,
here
I'm
to
gonna be passive aggressive about this. I'm gonna sit
Be a
on the
good
lap
boy.
now. See how
Sit
he likes
down
it.
and watch my boys.
No, I'm sitting on your lap. If you're gonna be in my chair, I'm gonna sit on your lap.
Get off.
Thompson is now the legal man. The big dog taking on his arch rival. We know how much these two hate each other, and it had to feel so good for Pierre to be able to pin and eliminate Xander this past Sunday in that main event of validation after all Xander did to him. They had Feud of the Year voted by the CM Universe last season.
Yeah,
So
and Pierre got his
continuing
ass
him,
whooped.
Well, not this past Sunday, he didn't.
What was
Pierre
that,
did the
40
ass
seconds?
whooping.
He lost that match? No, Pierre. Okay. Elijah Stewart carried that team. I'll be completely honest.
Thompson eliminated Xander Slate and Randy Borton, mind you. I don't know how you can say
Because-
Elijah. And Elijah eliminated
Elijah Stewart
you,
wore
if
them
I
down.
remember correctly. I believe Elijah drove his knee right into your face and pinned you 1, 2, 3.
I believe I
What's
had
the
a
excuse
concussion.
there? Well, you did.
Well, why do all excuses have to be bad? Like, you always assume that all excuses are bad. Excuses are just facts, and I'm stating a fact. I had a concussion. I still went into that match and whooped ass.
Well, right now, Xander Slate with 3 amigos to prime time as now he tags in the Moo Man, Randy Orton, who has never, in their now 4 encounters, been able to get one over Pierre Thompson. They fought 3 times in singles action. All 3 times Pierre Thompson beat him.
Too bad this isn't a singles match,
this past Sunday. I'm just stating the facts, you know, a little bit of history, because we know how much you and the rest of
we don't care about irrelevant history. If we cared about irrelevant history, we'd be
just brought up how Xander
a spot and
was
click.
beating
We'd be
Pierre's
offering
ass all the way
Pierre
back
Thompson a spot and click. We'd be offering Red
So
Angel a spot
So
and click.
history,
We don't care
so history
about
can only be
irrelevant
brought
history.
up when it benefits you and the rest of the clique. I see. I understand.
Because it's all about click. That's what all seasons have been about.
It's all about Marcantel tearing into Borton right now, and of course this is the opposite side of the knife, because every
Spoiler
time
alert,
Borton and
Mark
Marcantel,
loses.
every time Borton and Marcantel have fought, well, Borton has been the better man. Right there, Xander Slate helping out the Milkman, but it might have been a mistake. Marcantel right back to his feet.
When's the last time Marcantel won a match? Didn't that new kid that doesn't have eyebrows, RPG or whatever his name is, didn't he beat Marcantel? Marcantel sucks. All right.
Marcantel's hit a rough patch. Nobody's denying that. You could never count out the Big Red Machine. Right? He's a former Anarchy.
We need to count him out by now. He, you know, you keep saying that, acting like, you know, he's going to come back. He's not. He's done. Just accept that, and maybe he'll quit at Royal Rumble.
We'll find out right here in this matchup. We'll find out right here, right now.
Hey, Bob, can you stop moving your legs so much I might fall off?
Dude, get off my lap.
You know, there's 2 empty seats right here, Mr.
But the point is, this is one I was sitting in.
Hey, he wants to be petty. I
Downfall.
don't feel like suplexing anybody through a table, so we're good.
Downward spiral by Borton. Now the Milkman looks to bring it home with the go-home
like a
driver. And look at that. Borton wastes no time lining up the shot. The Milkman shoots in. Borton to Big Mark. Hooks that tree trunk of a leg. Will this be enough? Can Pierre make the save? Pierre makes the save. Xander not happy about that. Oh, the ref taken out in the crossfire, guys. Ref is down. Mayhem ensuing. All 4 men.
I think I might go in
the
there.
ring right now. Yeah, I think you better stay seated right here, Bob Luger. Nice
Or
and
what?
cozy.
You're lucky this guy's on my lap, or else I would have jumped in there.
Oh, hey, by the way, what did Cass say? Mr. Excitement. You have your talk?
Sorry, but that was a private conversation behind closed doors.
Ah, okay.
We're having for dinner tonight.
I would have liked to hear what happened though. We're looking Marcus.
Let's just say
Slate. Go on.
had an exchange of words.
Ah, okay, vintage.
Nice
exchange of words. Xander Slate currently taken out on the outside,
That's
guys.
what the kids call it
Borton's actually
nowadays.
in a handicap scenario. Marcantel and Pierre Thompson working fairly well together. We know that Marcantel.
I seen them
Twitter,
locking lips backstage. Not letting them lie to you.
You were talking about, Marcantel's Twitter rant earlier today. He also said that he's not a part of this quote-unquote
He's an
resistance.
idiot.
He has his own.
He types
has
like a
his own-
14-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah, look at this. This idiot is about to smash Borton's face in with
All
the
runs,
bow
no runs.
hammer.
My board will kick
Hooks
out.
the leg. 1, 2. Just the 2 count.
Yeah, spoiler
Borton
alert.
surviving.
2 count. Borton wins.
that's a-
LOL.
Ooh,
It's not a
Borton
W.
with the DDT. Yeah, Marcantel looking for that hot tag to Pierre, but it looks like he's
Yeah. Do you like that
he's
DDT
kind
from
of
Borton?
hesitating.
You know, we're kind of on the ropes. I'm kind of I'm gonna start teaching him how to do the Luger landing soon.
Marcantel was kind of hesitating to make the tag there to Pierre. That allowed Borton to tag in Slate, who now catches the big man with a deadlift back suplex, but gets his head taken off.
Yes,
Nasty
make him
shit
tap
on
out.
Clothesline.
Get up, make him tap out.
You know, Slate did manage to.
Manage. Is that what you call it? No, he annihilated. What were you about to say, though? Continue. His headset fall off. Oh,
I see
his
people
controller
gonna play the
disconnected.
silent game.
Who's silent? Get off my lap.
No.
Go get me
Get
some
off my chair.
popcorn, would you, kid?
Enjoy baking in the popcorn.
Vintage.
I'll throw your chair into the audience. You can go fetch it.
All right.
How about that?
Just had to, vintage CMV had to change the batteries real quick. Let's get back into
You got
it.
10 seconds to get off my lap before I drill your head into this table.
Drill my head.
No.
How about we pay attention to Marcantel drilling Xander Slate right now? Now a sidewalk suplex.
He's not going to win, so why are we going to pay attention? He's not going to win. It's a Marcantel.
Oh no, Marcantel riding high right now. The OG Dirty Hill, big time.
That's what you say every week before he loses.
Former world champion buried into the mat with that nasty power bomb. As now he's going to tag in Pierre Thompson, who's not. Oh wow, no. Just goes and taunts right in front of Pierre.
What an idiot.
I was, like I alluded to, Pierre.
Look,
or rather, I should say Marcantel.
we are a brotherhood. This so-called resistance, it's not stable. It's not a resistance. It's not like we're not facing anybody.
That bullhammer was so forceful that referee Perry White nearly got knocked over. Pierre Thompson stopping Borden for making the save. And a 3 count. Marcantel and Pierre Thompson victorious over Click. What do you got to say about that, Bob? What do you got to say about that?
Hey, stop laughing at my. You know what?
Oh, wow. Yeah, run, Luger. Go running. Marcantel and Pierre Thompson, baby. Put down Xander Slate and the Milkman. Look at that. Bam. Forearm smash by Big Mark. Putting down the OG Dirty Hill. Marcantel, Pierre Thompson just beat the World Tag Team Champions. And there you see the pin while Pierre was able to stop Borden from making the save with a Luthez press and some right hands. Yeah, Mr. Excitement needs some help up. Bob Luger kind of just tossed you to the ground there when he went running.
No. This is where I'm going to finish the show on the ground. I'm not going to get up. That's how he wins, if I get off the ground.
Well, what a way to end Genesis number 110. Marcantel and Pierre Thompson score another win. And the war between Click and the Resistance working well together. And Marcantel finally gets himself a piece of the action and finally goes over Click here. And with that win, we could very well see Marcantel Pierre get another shot at those titles for that. Well, guys, as always, thank you for bearing with me for those who did with my voice. If you're watching the new to the show, make sure you do follow me so that you know when I go live. The next time will be on Tuesday.
I'm sorry, but where's the winter match?
Oh, my voice is too shot for that. And I got somewhere to be, Mr. Excitement, believe it or not. I got a hot date, baby.
Somewhere to be.
Are you done streaming yet?
You heard about the delivery and catering, didn't you?
So make sure you follow me if you want to be a part of the show. You can do !join in the chat to get a link. CMVWrestling.com is our website. All you gotta do
Dude,
is
you're
sign
playing
up.
GTA, invite me.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's all it takes to get your call featured on one of our many shows. All the past episodes on my YouTube channel. Link to my Twitch info page as always. And official.
Make sure they don't have face paint though. Cop won't download them.
Official CMV_ is our Twitter if you would like to follow that. Again, guys, Fusion will be on Tuesday. I'm going to give my voice some time to try to recuperate a little bit. And I'm going to Jerry Springer. But thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
Go to